Hello and welcome to the GMBN Tech Show. What have we got coming up, Rich?
Ollie Wilkins, brand new handlebar.
Oh, signature. And Nuke Proof are doing some touch-up paint.
Yep, Canyon, believe it or not, working with titanium.
And we think Olin's are working with electronic suspension. All that coming up and more. Okay, so Specialized have dropped something, and well, I thought we'd look at it and speculate on whether this is new hardtail tech. So check this out. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, they've definitely dropped something. The ball in their design department, because that is minging.
Oh, hush. I mean, okay, this is a hybrid gravel bike. It's got drop bars. I know it's not a hardtail of what we like, but you know what we've got working here is a little bit of flex. Is the hardtail tech coming back? Is gravel and all that excitement around it bringing some tech design back to hardtails? I'm looking at this and it's giving Alpine Stars Chromega vibes. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. It's giving me sort of vibes of illness. I'm not too fond of it, Anna, I'll be honest. It's not floating my boat.
This is a Chromega.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with that in the 90s.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Speaking of the 90s, it's given Cannondale Super V vibes. You remember that? The old flying
sadly,
V?
yes.
Look at this. What
The Raven was another one as well. That was another shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That was without the sort of brace as well. So it was literally like a flexi.
Super V.
It's certainly giving head shock vibes because hidden in there, head tube is like a spring system.
Really?
It's just, so like a little elastomer in a coil basically. So your handlebars dip and move as you go around.
Really?
Yes. So that's Cannondale head shock vibes.
It's not April 1st today, is it?
No,
Are you
this is
sure?
real. No, this is real. This
Someone's
is legit.
having me on here.
I did see the patent come up for this, and I thought, flex reel. Is this going to be a soft tail, hard tail, whatever? But what about the dropper? Where's the dropper going?
I'm all for innovation and progression. Well, that's a bit of a dog, and I can't really see it crossing over into the old hardtail world because I think. Not an aggressive hardtail anyway.
I think Specialized is going to scratch us off the Christmas card list at this rate. So let's move on to some actual hardtail tech here. Yeah, possibly. So did you ever see the Moots Mountaineer? So it's basically like a YBB suspension, they call it.
Yeah.
And check this out. It's like a little 1 inch of travel in the rear. What are you saying about that?
Oh, that's old school as well. And actually, Pinarello experimented with that on a road bike for all the cobbled stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly more subtle than what we were just looking at, isn't it? So I can kind of get on board with that.
But maybe that's a suspension bike. Maybe that's not
I
hardtail.
mean, there's a weird gap there, isn't there? Because what is it? The Trek Super Caliber.
Pro Caliber,
Pro Caliber XC bike with their ISO fixed.
Yes.
ISO fixed for your seatbelts. ISO speed decoupler. Crikey, Mikey.
That is it. That's going back. So that basically the top tube almost didn't connect to the seat post, and there was an elastomer. Yeah,
it was only like 10 mil of give in it, but like enough to take the sting out of things. I mean, I can kind of get that.
That's hardtail tech. That's good. Do you ever ride one of those?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Nice.
It was all right. It did take the sting out of things, and it didn't really weigh much extra, so actually it kind of made sense.
And you also had the BMC Team Elite, which had a similar vibe, but it had the elastomer in the rear, so behind the seat post, and the seat stays kind of bounced into it. So that was a similar vibe. Also going back to Moots Titanium, I would say, is almost like a technology. It's got a little spring in the step.
Yeah.
You can also, curve them so that they flex. And then check this out. My friend used to ride one of these. It's one of the Jones bikes. Did you ever see this?
Jones bikes. Let me have a look on yours.
Check that out.
Wowzers, trousers, another.
Right. So basically you've got
blunder.
2 tubes either side of the seat post so that the seat post had flex, like it was basically decoupled from itself. So that had flex, and there's also some stuff going on in the front.
So much stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Fat bike as well. All of the...
ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, and then one final shout out, because this actually passed me by until I started doing some Softail research here. And this is Lee Coogan. Have you ever heard of Lee Coogan bikes?
No.
Check this out. This guy has basically the carbon moves, it flexes, that's where the travel, 30 mils of travel comes from.
The Dickens?
So the seat stays move, but then it's also got spring with oil damping in it to sort of dampen the movement, so it's not like linear.
All of these bikes you've shown me are actually fair enough. They're very well thought out, but all I see is shards of carbon and metal snapping left, right, and centre, impaling my legs.
Yeah,
or everywhere else.
I feel like suspension technology is so good now.
Yeah.
Certainly, like your XC bike you built recently, you got down to what, 9.5 kilos, was it?
Yeah, nearly 9 kilos.
Why would you
for
even
120 mil full sus?
Why would you even have a hardtail? I don't know. Maybe we should throw this over to the viewers and see what they think.
It's a good question.
Is any of this old tech stuff we should be exploring still now? Is any of this new tech we're seeing from Specialized with their Cirrus, also their Diverge as well, where they're using like almost like a cable where it's sprung the seat post? Is this good? Should we be exploring more of it, or is it a load of tat and we should just be sticking to full suspension?
No comment.
Let us know down in the comments below. So this week we find out that Canyon is starting to work with titanium. Now there's very little information we've got out of them at the moment, other than all we know is they're working with Hyperion X, which is a company that currently works with titanium, and they work with recycled titanium as well. They do things like medical implants and other manufacturing, and they're bringing their expertise to partner with Canyon, and Canyon will be bringing their expertise on bikes and bike parts, and hopefully there will be a collaboration where we see 100% recycled titanium parts, and it should be a low carbon solution and a low cost solution, because as we know, titanium is pretty pricey, isn't it? So not much to say other than I'm excited about this. Are you excited?
I mean, Thai bikes always look amazing. I am excited. Yeah, you thought I was going to hit you with some negative waves there, didn't you?
Because you've been a bit sassy.
It's because the low-cost titanium parts.
You're on board with that, obviously.
Well, I'm on board, but have you ever heard that in the same sentence?
No, but that's the whole point of a partnership.
No, that is cool. I think I'm all for reusing and recycling stuff, and if it is low cost, then...
Oh, how very good of you.
Yeah. Anna, on to handlebars now, and a UK freeride favourite, Ollie Wilkins, got his signature bar out called the O-Dub with DMR bikes. Now, I've got some statistics for you for this. So, it ranges from XC to dirt jump, he says, all with a 5-degree upsweep and 8-degree backsweep, 31.8 for a 780mm bars, and you can get a 35 as well, up to an 800mm width bar. Now, interestingly, you can get these in 20, 35 and 50mm rises. However, they've done something special with these bars, haven't they?
They have indeed, yeah.
What have they done, Anna?
Okay, so butting, they've gone for a spiral butting method. So butting is when you can go from thick walls to thin walls. That's when you hear double butting, it's where they've changed it twice. And effectively, if you think about having thinner walls, there could be more flex in the aluminium, so often you have that in handlebars. Whereas if you pull the material, it can stress it and weaken it. So they've gone for a spiral butting, which means that they pull and twist at the same time to get that wall thickness difference, but the twisting should be stronger.
There you go.
But Ollie's put his name behind it, and I'm really chuffed for him.
Yeah, nice one, Ollie. Now, these are available in aluminium only. They'll set you back 75 of your Great British pounds. So
Nukeproof has started providing touch-up paint for your frames. So there'll be almost like little nail varnish pots where you can touch up your nails to match your decals, or just touch up any scratches and chips that are on your Nukeproof frame. So they've paired up with G-Paint, who already provide a number of touch-up paints, and they do custom colors and swatches as well. But they've paired up with Nukeproof to, basically create the collection already. So you've got your artichoke green in there, like Neil's Mega. You've got your Kraken blue, like my Mega. I
could definitely do with some of that on my light blue reactor. Poor thing. Next up, Komoot, partner here at the channel that we use, and I use a lot to plan a lot of these big old epics you see me doing, have now got a cool new Send to Garmin feature. So you can plan a route on your computer, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to do, whatever type of riding, and you can send it straight to your Garmin device, which actually is incredibly useful because I used it the other day when planning a new route. Yeah, exploring somewhere new. I was like, I'm going to do this, and then I was like, oh, Bazinga, send it straight to my Garmin. It's actually really useful.
Bazinga indeed. I think it's an industry first, so that is pretty cool. I'm well on board with that.
Yeah.
So a bit of speculation here. Now, Loic Bruni has been prototyping stuff with Öhlins. We've seen last year that he was covering up the piggyback on his coil shock. There was a lot of covers over there. And then in the World Champs, we spotted some cable or some wires coming out of the forks, and we were like, he's playing with something electronic there. But then a couple of weeks ago, we definitely saw it at Crankworx, where he had a very distinctive green light on a button on the left-hand side of his lever where a dropper post kind of would go, but obviously he doesn't have a dropper on a downhill bike. And it got me thinking, this is looking quite finished now. I'm thinking Öhlins, electronic suspension, you know, and we're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see it this year, surely.
Well, we'll certainly see another iteration of it. It's progress all the time, isn't it? And it's coming on leaps and bounds. Electronic suspension is well and truly out there now. We've got Flight Attendant and Fox Live
coming
Valve
through as well. Yeah.
So, Öhlins, what have you got in store for us? We'll have to keep an eye out. But remember, if
where can we keep an eye out, Rich?
Shameless plug. I like it. GMBN Racing for all the upcoming racing news. And if you want to see the full live events, remember, subscribe to GCN Plus, and you will get to watch all of the racing. Yeah,
so the first UCI downhill will be the 9th to the 11th of June, so where we can possibly look at Loic Bruni's bike, maybe even a pit walk, maybe even some bike checks, maybe.
Keep your eyes peeled, folks. Quiz time then, Anna. Got a great question for you.
Go.
When was the first World Cup won on 29-inch wheels?
Okay, it's comments time from you lovely people, and last week we were talking about the brand new drivetrain from TRP, weren't we?
We were indeed.
So Mario Pajovic said, I think there will always be a place for mechanical drivetrains. They are reliable, proven, work great, and they will always be significantly cheaper than electronic. For most people, that's a deal breaker.
Amen. Yeah, I agree. Uncle Wicked MTB had TR12. Now I have this on my Spindrift. Can't wait to try it out with the new cassette. TRP, send it my way already.
Ooh.
And this way, TRP.
So Lee Roberts says absolutely yes to there's room in the market. More players equals more competition. Thus should drive up the availability and drive down the cost, hopefully.
Yeah, Sandy Watson. Yes, I'm all for mechanical group set. This may kick the big S's into making improvements themselves. I just hope the industry doesn't force us into electronic shifting like they have done on road bikes from rim to disc.
I feel a little bit that way. I was resistant of disc brakes on road bikes and gravel bikes though, but now that they're here and everything's lighter, I'm like, why would I ever have V-brakes? That's ridiculous. So Caltonian says, I don't think riders will be disappointed with the new drivetrain from TRP. I was lucky enough to actually hold some in my hands at Taipei Bike Show. Lucky you. They certainly have adopted the best of both worlds. I can't wait to see this at Sea Otter, actually. I'm really excited.
Felix Peltzer, I definitely prefer a mechanical group set over an electric. Nice job, TRP.
Nice. And finally, from Andrew King here, another drivetrain manufacturer should help keep the improvements coming. That being said, I am old school and believe mechanical cables will always have a place in cycling. Yeah, well, let's hope it does develop mechanical. Well, I think we should have a bit of a rewind. And seeing as we mentioned Alpine Stars earlier, I got a little bit excited about it because I think they're cool. So I thought I'd do a little homage to Alpine Stars.
Well, you're in luck. So we got one here. Michael Postal says, retro mountain bike or just a gravel bike before its time? Ooh, yikes.
Ooh, debatable.
Look at that little beauty. What have we got? XT on there.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice. But this, I think, is even nicer. This is Reese from Wales. He said it's his first build complete. He's been collecting parts for 12 years. Started with a DX group set, and now this is his final piece. I love that white with the sort of the coloured decals.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. Gervin Proflex stem on there. Is it Gervin Proflex?
I think it is. Unusual choice, but I'm on board. It's fine.
Next one then, we've got this little beauty. Oh,
I like that.
Look at that. So this is from Gilbert in Arizona. This is how it all started for me in the 80s. Been hanging on the garage wall ever since. Hard to believe I used to ride South Mountain on it. I've ridden South Mountain as well, and that is not one I'd like to take down there.
Is it not?
No way, Jose.
I don't think you can, because of the weird curve of the seat tube, you can't even drop that post very far.
Yeah, not going to get a dropper in there. Look, cantilever, massive bar ends. I mean, those are monstrous.
Yeah, savage.
It's not just tan wool tyres, it's just a tan tyre.
Yes, that's correct. I wonder if they used to be white. Anyway, and then my final one is from Sean in Oakland, California. It's his 92 Alpine Stars Mega DX. Rebuild from 1992, obviously, with the original stem, bars, post, seat clamp, and those terrifying Shimano canty brakes. But he's upgraded to SRAM X 09 speed.
Why not?
Bling! You know, if you're still riding that, fair play to you.
Don't forget, everyone, if you want to keep sending your bikes in to Rewind and everything else, in fact, the uploader is indeed linked down below in the description.
Didn't you have a quiz question?
I did, Anna. I did have a quiz question. Who and when was the first 29er to win a World Cup downhill? And it was...
Well, I know it was Greg Minnaar. I know that much. He was the first 29er win.
Yes.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
And it was in 2017.
Oh, I was going to go for like 2013.
Yeah,
that's
that's
quite
early
isn't
days,
it?
yeah.
Really early.
Well, that's it. That's all we got time for.
That is it, yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We are out of here, but until next time, see you later.